Hi there, it's T with another T's teaching tip. Today we're going to make a fraction bar reference chart. You're going to need colored construction paper, a glue stick, scissors, a pencil, and a straight edge. This is what we're going to be creating. I'll give you, this is our fraction bar chart. It is created with strips of colored construction paper. As you can see, I have a base of white construction paper, starting with the one up here, and I've taken 6 different colors of colored paper and I've cut them into strips. Before I labeled and glued them to the paper, I rotated the colors so that one color doesn't butt up to the same color again. So I rotate the colors, and on each strip I've labeled each fraction and how I'm going to label it. So the first one is 1/2, the second is 1/3, the third one is 1/4, and so on. Really easy, quick, cool idea to work with your child on one evening after school, or maybe on the weekend on a rainy day. Students with fractions struggle because they need a visual aid to compare and connect fractions to. They will be asked to add fractions together, subtract them, compare them to see if they're equal. This reference chart allows them to read it, write it, see it, label it, so that they can make a direct connection to what this concept really is, and hopefully they'll master it more quickly and understand what the fractions are and why they are a part of a whole. So here's your whole up here, and then as you go down, you'll see that each strip divides further and further into more parts, and they'll understand the concept of fractions by using a reference chart. So as you can see, I've started it. I've taken a red sheet of construction paper and I've divided it in half, 1/2 here. I've taken the second and I've divided into thirds. Then I've divided the next color into fourths, fifths, sixths, and so on. So I'm going to start here at sevenths. I'm going to label those because that's where I've stopped with the labeling, just to give you an idea of where to go. So now this fraction bar, the yellow, is in sevenths. And here we are. Then we're going to divide the next one. This is my eighths. So I've drawn a line directly in half, and I'm going to divide it into halves again until ultimately I have 8 sections. This reference chart is colorful, easy to read, and students, as they're creating it, will understand the relationship between each fraction strip, and with your support be able to answer questions regarding each of the different fractions. One of the things you can notice is the larger the number on the bottom, which would be our denominator, the smaller the part. So often students think the smaller the number, the smaller the part, and that's not correct. So they can see a relationship in pattern as we go down and make additional fraction strips. Odds are a little bit different. You're going to divide ninths into thirds. You're going to divide it into thirds first with your pencil, and then you're going to divide each third into 3 parts until you have 9 sections. There's so many questions that students will be able to answer with just this simple chart. There's no copying, there's no printing it out. They do it themselves and they can have it as reference. So this says 1/9. And if we were going all the way through, we'd label it all the way through. So now we have 1/10. I have this already ready to go. You're going to label each section 1 part out of. That's what a fraction means, 1 part out of 10. And I did say that we were going to do a fraction bar chart and go all the way to 20th. So we're here at a whole. We've got 1/2. We're going to go all the way down to 1/20, and then this is the bottom. I've actually made this page long. I've taken 2 sheets of white construction paper and glued them together to make the fraction chart. As we continue, we'll make 12ths, 16ths, 18ths, and 20ths. You're going to divide those up, and you will have your own fraction bar chart. When you use this chart, you'll be able to make some comparisons between what fractions are equal. So for instance, you have 1/3 and you have 1/6. So if you drew a line with your ruler, here's 1/3 and 1/6, you will see that 1/3 is equal to 2/6, and so on. 1/2 is equal to 2/4, is equal to 3/6, is equal to 4/8, and so on. This is how you would use a fraction bar chart to compare, order, add and subtract, and determine if fractions are equal. I hope you found this helpful. This is just a quick math tool made easy that you and your child can create together and use as reference as they continue to learn more about fractions in their elementary math class. If you like this video, please click like below and subscribe to my channel to learn and follow me and get more learning tips.